And we're live. We're live.
Welcome to Chit Chat.
Hey guys, how's it going? We've got some people in the chat. No Money G is working the butt off, packing and crazy busy. Jennifer, hello. Hi, honey. We've got Larry is in the chat. Larry had an earthquake. So,
glad you're okay.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed on that one. Hopefully no more aftershocks or whatever. So that's good. So Mary had an idea today to talk about some stuff. I've got
because I have ideas periodically.
Because she's a brainstormer, man. She's the brains of the outfit, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment. But
I'm going there.
Yeah, but
brains of the outfit.
Yeah, so is she. So don't let her fool you. Or let her fool you and just take her as is.
Jungo Patty's here, and so is Record Great. Hey guys. So okay, back to you. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
So, we're kind of new to this, but
I mean, we're new, but we're not.
We thought one of the ways, there's a lot of information out there about tips and tricks for resellers. So we thought we could come up with a basic list and kind of bounce off you guys.
Yeah, and get your input on it.
What are some of your, and just because you think they might be insignificant, they might not be. It might be somebody light bulb moment for somebody that they went, oh my God, I should have used that. I could use that.
Yeah.
So,
and some of it's just your it's not just tips and tricks, but the stuff you really need to do your job, right? Things, small tools, whatever.
The basics.
Yeah.
But things that over time that we have, and Dawn doesn't necessarily have the same things on her list that I do because, we're not melded at the hips.
No, we're not joined at the brain cell. No.
So one of the things that I thought that I didn't have when I first started out and wasn't a thing was I use a desktop.
Yeah, we both do.
True confessions of a reseller.
Yeah, I
use my desktop. I realize that's old school for some of you youngsters, but I love having two monitors. And right now down here, I don't have two monitors and I'm feeling it. So that's on my wish list of things to get.
Hi, Dee. She had to hunt for us. I know, I'm not that. Thank you for reminding me how unpopular my channel is. I appreciate it. Okay. So, but yeah, I sent a link.
Tape.
Tape, right.
No Money G tape. And a good tape gun.
No Money G likes the tape guns. I have 4.
Yeah, we have more. We started out with 1 years ago.
Breaks out many more.
Over the years, we have 6 now or something to that effect. But 8. And not all tape guns are created equal.
No, they're not. And some people like the tape guns. And let me roll back here and show you one of my favorites. Is the kind without, it's just got the metal bar and that holds the tape in, where other people like to push on. And some people like the desk type where you actually just sits on your desk.
And if you get those kind, make sure they're weighted, because nothing's worse than trying to pull sticky tape off and then have the whole tape thing come at you.
Right. Or anchor it to your desk somehow or whatever.
Joanne says she's got 3 monitors. Right now, Joanne, my wife has 3 monitors.
And
so I'm slightly jealous because she has 3.
I can have YouTube over here, and I can have my Facebook / whatever email over here, or eBay or whatever. So when we're not doing YouTube, this one is my lister. This one over here. There we go. That one. That one is my.
So I don't know what we did before. With
3 monitors.
One little dinky monitor and a heavy monitor, that was heavy and you could use as a boat anchor.
Those days are gone, thank God.
Let's see, what else? A good scale.
And if you're gonna do just lighter, smaller items and you don't need anything over 10 pounds, you can get relatively cheap, semi-decent scales. In fact, you can even use the old-fashioned kind with the dial. What are those called? Kitchen scales or whatever they are?
I think she's making fun of me because I have one and I swear by it. Just do. Well, I have one.
You have a postal scale?
Well,
The
that came from you.
The
You
little,
brought that into the relationship.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously,
So
was
I have
working
a
it way
little
back
one
then.
that I use all the time when I was working upstairs out of the office before we migrated to the basement, because the view is so great.
Yeah, Cajun's got 2 scales. So.
Yeah, because I know that there's some resellers that just kind of they're starting out and they don't have the money and they kind of guess at the weight
or just take it to the post office, which is a lot of work too.
Yeah, and it just saves us a lot of time, and I could then, for the heavier items, I could gauge, what.
Yeah, gone are the days of going, yeah, it's under a pound,
and then you got to add in the box and the packing supply. Yeah. So I find at least one good scale that can do first class items,
right, within so many ounces,
and
then a more than 10-pound scale.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, because sometimes, it's rare that I ship out anything more than 10 pounds, but you might.
I do.
You might.
You might, Rabbit. You might.
Looks like we're clocking on YouTube.
And let's see. I find that this goes also with having 2 monitors, but accounting software. If you're gonna if you're gonna do this seriously as a business, find an accounting software that works for you. But if a file box works for you, God bless you.
Yeah, I mean, one of our best friends who's been in business for years, not selling on eBay, but she does do that as well. Her filing method is shoeboxes. If it works and her accountant doesn't have a problem with it, I don't have a problem with it either. But yeah, try to keep track of things, because you want to be able to justify your expenses, if nothing else, if you're claiming all that. So.
And if you're like me and you're not a numbers fan and you never really took accounting or bookkeeping in school, the software helps you walk through it. Sometimes they have forms you can post into and ask questions, help files and all that stuff.
And
so
sometimes it's just as simple as a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
I know Justin posted a spreadsheet that works out pretty well for a lot of people. So so it depends on, how you want to keep track of things. Some people don't like software. Some people don't like spreadsheets.
Yeah, if a spreadsheet, but set yourself up with something that takes less work out for
4 or 5 scales.
Accountant.
Domini G, 4 or 5 scales. Dude, seriously. Different floors of the house.
Are cool.
Well, yeah, if you're storing stuff on different levels of your home and you need to ship from different levels of your home, you need to weigh stuff on different levels. I get it. Why not? Yeah, great can source it.
Excuse me.
For sure. Okay, you have something else.
A good box cutter.
Decent box cutter. And extra blades, because that thing will go dull at the worst time ever.
So
what do I have here in the way of box cutters? I have this handy dandy Harbor Freight, which actually works pretty good. I have Lonnie Special here from Garage Flips, Shed Flips, which I need to replace the blade on because it's getting dull.
Yeah, go ahead and stick your finger on that.
I didn't.
No problem.
You didn't notice I didn't do that. It's got the box cutter on the back. But before I got a hold of this, I actually... Where's my... Uh-oh.
See, also
organization's huge.
Organizational skills are a must.
There it is. It's back here.
Uh-huh.
I went to the fabric store and got one of these, which is used for pattern transferring, but it works suspiciously close to this. So when I need that, I've got it. So, and it's just for resizing boxes, because God knows those boxes are not always the right size.
And because here's a trick: by resizing a box without making it too small or whatever, if you have something breakable in it. But if you can decrease the size of the box, you can take some weight off and get it under 3 pounds instead of over 3 pounds. So, and that'll save you a little chunk of change
there. And there's the dimensional weight too. If you can drop it down in size to where if it's heavy, it's still small, you can use pirate ship. So it's like Moronic Pest has their own spreadsheet made with Open Office. Open Office is a free office utility, so that's cool. That works too. Moronic Pest and doubles as a nifty pizza cutter. It does. It perforates more than it cuts.
We have a nifty, huge, slightly heavy pizza cutter for just such an occasion.
Back to pizza and pizza boxes.
Yeah, well, I think that resellers live off of pizza.
I think we do. think we do. Okay, my thing isn't that exciting, but if you're looking at stuff, if you need detail work or need to see things in detail, you need to either have a magnifying glass of some kind, or better yet, if you're dealing with any smaller things like jewelry, you need to have a loop, which is a very strong magnifier. And what that does
I
is
didn't even know you had that.
so you can see the, you know, the printing on it or the marks on things. So have a loop. They help. If you can find
And
one
you can
cheap,
bring a
even
loop
better.
with you when
Goes in
you
your
go to
pocket.
estate sales.
Yeah.
If that's your jive,
It goes right in your pocket.
throw it in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to walk around with this, or, you know, and then of course a lighted one would even be better if you're in a dark space. Flashlight,
Yes.
because let's be real, not a lot of those estate sales and garage sales are well lit, especially if you're crawling around in somebody's basement for an estate sale
Or the barn.
or their barn
We live
or their closet.
by a lot of farm and orchards, so occasionally farm auctions and whatnot come up, and having a flashlight to see marks on things and stuff is really good.
Jennifer's the new spreadsheet queen. Really? Yeah, we know. Greg has to source his house.
Well, don't we all?
And again, someday
We're not
I'll
talking about that.
We're going to do an expose of the garage.
This is not Hoarders Anonymous today.
Yeah, that's the next show. Hoarders Anonymous. We need to
Confessions
do an
of a true reseller
It's true.
/ hoarder.
It's horrible.
The other thing I have, which is simple, but a good pair of scissors.
Which these are not, but they're here for visual aid.
Her wife,
she won't give me the good scissors.
I bought a scissor sharpener at Joann's,
which is helpful. So this actually, it did work. It worked on these
because I do some sewing. So having
you do scissors. More sewing than I do, but these I use for mostly paper. So yeah, she won't let me have the really good scissors. But no, a decent pair of scissors that will actually cut things is very helpful. Very helpful.
And we talked about this Tuesday, is getting your family and friends involved, or your workplace, and asking them for, because so many people order things online now, you can get
source boxes.
You can source bubble wrap and wrap, paper, as long as it's don't pack your stuff in dirty bubble wrap or paper. That's just kind of gross.
Yeah, we want to keep it clean.
My little
recycling packing material is fine as long as it's clean.
Yeah, we're all about the recycling and reusing, as long as but if the box has got cuts in it or anything, just recycle it.
Okay.
Or throw it out.
Eagle Heart Sales says, I consider my USPS account a necessary tool. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only do you get packing supplies from that, but you get pickups at your house, which is huge. It keeps you from having to run. If you're in an area where you can trust to leave things accessible, you can have them come and pick stuff up, and you don't have to make daily trips to the post office.
And I don't know that everybody knows that. And it depends on how your postal system is in your neighborhood. Ours is pretty consistent. We can put in a request for pickup. It has to be, you have to have at least one priority thing to be picked up. Yeah. And for the most part, they've had some misses of like, we got mail, but they didn't pick up.
And that was probably because they switched out people.
We had a sub or something.
Yeah,
so
something happened where
and then if it's like 4 or 5, we quickly run to the post office. Yeah. But it saves a lot of gas money for us. We can't always get to the post office if we have something to do. So we just put it in by our front door. We live in a pretty decent neighborhood. We don't have to worry about porch pirates too much because it's kind of hidden.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of landscape
gardens.
Truly. Hi, Mary. Mary Peltier's here. Cool. Yeah. So, okay. This is mine. And I know it's a quirk that I have, but I have it. This is basically
dollar
store masking tape. Okay. First of all, this is partially used. So it comes in it's slightly bigger than this. This stuff is so handy. I use it when I seal up records to like in their cellophane record sleeves that I put them in before I ship them. And then I put cardboard around them. I use this tape versus just regular old packing tape because number one, it holds them. It's cheaper. It's $1 for this roll. And it holds them. It's not hard to work with when they unpack the product or item. And it's just easier to work with as far as dealing with pulling strips of cellophane tape.
And it doesn't stick to the plastic.
Yeah, I mean,
on
you
the
can,
plastic sleeves you use. Either.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
bad
So it
as,
doesn't
like,
even.
The
they can
tape
reuse
does.
those then. So
Yeah.
where if I was trying to do this with
Packing
regular
tape.
cellophane packing tape, they wouldn't be able to reuse the sleeves that I'm sending the records in. So that's helpful. So this is an item. If you're strolling through the dollar store and you're going down the hardware aisle, if you see a couple of these, just grab them. They're very handy. What else we got? Let's see. USPS is terrible at pickups. Greg says it's a different person every week. Yeah, no stability at all. Same with UPS. FedEx is the same guy all the time. Yeah, and again, it's going to be dictated by where you live and the people that work in those different satellites. Because, like you said, FedEx is totally reliable. Same guy knows your stuff, knows where to find stuff, knows your area, and if you're dealing with people that don't, then yeah, it's a pain. Okay, Mary, as a buyer, I appreciate the masking tape. So much easier to open the packages. Yeah, exactly. And this is the internal stuff. I don't use it on the outside of the box usually, but it is for keeping the items inside stable, I guess is the best way to put it. And it is a lot easier to deal with when you're trying to unpack stuff. So
fortunately for us, if we have to mail something out FedEx, our local Walgreens accepts FedEx packages, so we can just run in there and
that's helpful.
Drop it off. Hi, Vicky.
Vicky Porter's here. Hey, Vicky, for sure. So, okay. So I'm going to get my priority orders and guess driving to PO every time. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's for Jennifer. She's not doing a lot of priority work.
Yeah.
A lot of priority mailing. So that
Jennifer, I highly recommend a huge mailbox then. That is my pride point. I know we've talked about it before, but
a huge mailbox. Put it on the list.
After losing 2 to hit and runs,
the huge mailbox is a
we got the biggest butt mailbox we could find.
There you go. And it works.
It still got hit. But they damaged the pole rather than the posts rather than the mailbox.
What's your other thing?
That's the other thing I was thinking of, which is make sure you take time for yourself.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's been brewing in my head for the last 24 hours. Is making sure, because I've done
something
this.
You'd like to talk about, dear? No, go ahead.
True therapy sessions with Dawn and Mary.
Yeah, really.
Is that we all have done it, I'm sure, is just get stuck. We go down that rabbit hole. We get stuck, not stuck per se, but we get going on listing and, whatever you're doing on the computer and stuff. And you forget to get up and walk around. So by the time you do, your butt's so numb that you can't find it anymore.
I have never had a problem finding my butt.
Wow, there's that.
And on that note, speaking of not finding your butt, hey, we got a guest. Loser Dave.
Welcome to Chick Chat, Dave.
Hello.
Loser dude.
Dave, why'd you put that in there?
I'm all big.
I'm sorry. I'll make you smaller. Hang on. There you go.
I got
cut in half.
Yeah, so you too.
Yeah, I lost the thrift battle last night. That's why I put that in there.
I
know.
And again, I totally respect the person you were up against, but I think that that gentleman is a used car salesman in former life, and he really sold his items probably better than you did.
Yeah, that's what Mrs. Midwest said, is that he was a good storyteller, and if I had maybe accentuated or gave a better story, maybe I would have done better. But some of my stuff didn't have a story, but it was fun.
It was fun, and you did a good job. I mean, you had a great start. Good items.
Yeah.
I think you guys both had good items. I was questioning that whole boogie board thing he had, but other than that,
I would not want. Well, he had things that I would never want to ship. Just a shipping nightmare.
God. Yeah.
But they were cool. So
they were cool.
I think people vote on cool factor as much as profit factor.
So when you had the belt and he had that board that he found in a field that was damaged by weather, and it looked like it was falling apart on the butt end of it, you noticed I typed in the chat, please describe the smell of both items.
Yeah.
Because I knew you would come out with, it smells like fine Corinthian leather or whatever. And this guy would come across with, it's kind of stale and whatever.
It smells like cow.
But he'd probably come across with, it smells like, vintage or something.
Yeah, he probably had 7 or 8 unicorns just waiting in the wings.
Oh my God.
I had 2 unicorns, maybe 1 unicorn. So yeah, it was fun. And he mentioned it too, is leading up to the battle, this stuff sells. And you're like, crap, I was going to use that, but it's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, true. So yeah.
So Dave, do you have any tips or tricks for reselling?
That's the whole point.
It doesn't matter how insignificant you think it might be.
Yeah, I pulled tape out, for God's sakes. Go.
Tips or tricks?
Yeah.
To reselling.
Things that you feel that are
like you couldn't live without.
Yeah.
Just anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the biggest one is research. There's nothing worse than listing an item and in the description it says Rubik's Cube. And that's it, nothing else. So
that stuff drives me crazy.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I source something, I research it, like that belt I put in the thrift battle. It's made by Articat. I could have just put belt, but I researched it as much as I could. And you put in there what year it was made, how many were made, who made it, is it made in China, is it made in the USA, is it genuine leather, or is it fake leather,
Right.
what size is the belt. So my biggest tip is to take the time and research your item, especially if it's worth more than $50. Do some research, don't be lazy, and go to the website of the company that made it and look it up. And
then share those details, right?
Yeah.
Listing, because people love that kind of stuff.
There's a difference between china and porcelain and glass and bone china, all that kind of stuff. People want to know those specific details. So if you're going to list something for $90, at least put the work into the research. And I think it helps sales a lot.
Yeah. I think it does too. I have found that I try to condense so I don't get too wordy, but yeah, I try to do the research so I can say, because like we do that at the booth too. Whoops, we just lost.
Oh, he just went over. He's eating.
I'm eating.
Oh.
It's not a loss. It's it disappears off the screen and we get big. Then we've lost it.
If I know the approximate date that something was made, like for the booth, I'll put circa 1959.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1959. So that way somebody looking at the tag on it, the price tag on it, can say, hey, they kind of know what they're talking about. So I find it, especially on vintage items and stuff, the more information you have.
Oh, we've insulted Dee though, because she's like, hey, that's how I list. I just put Rubik's Cube in the list.
Well, that's not a high-end item, but say like a vintage cookbook, a cookbook from the 1890s that you have listed for $200. Put how many pages there are, what the index, what's in the index, who authored the book, how old it is, all those specific details.
Sure. Show some of the illustrations if there are any. Show pages.
If it's a $3 cookbook, then you could just put, Betty Crocker cookbook 1976, and you don't. If they want to know the details, they can look it up themselves. But high-end items, I put more work into the descriptions.
Yeah.
Another tip and trick is good photos.
Yeah. The quality of your photos do definitely
make a
difference. Oh, hi.
Get a good
Kimmy's
camera.
Here. Hi, Kimmy.
Hi, Kimmy.
Vicky and Kimmy.
Get a good camera. You don't have to spend buku bucks nowadays to get a decent camera.
And that's why a lot of people list from their phones, is because that's what they're using for their camera. So
I tend to use my 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
So, and it's got an SD card, and I can upload the pictures and crop them on my desktop and stuff. But I find that as a buyer, I like when people have pretty clear pictures and it's not all fuzzy and
even with a good camera, sometimes your pictures turn out blurry. I have an issue with snap and then move the camera, and then I don't give it a chance to actually take a picture, I guess.
Lighting, borderline hoarderish. Yep.
Kimmy says lighting.
That's been a work in progress here.
Yeah, we're fighting the LED battle, but it takes a little time to get it. Direct sunlight, if you can, daylight, like sunlight, is really the best way to take a picture. But if you can't, because not everybody has a photo booth in their window, and constant southern exposure, then just keep playing with it until you get it right. Yeah, smartphones take great pictures. It's the lighting that helps for sure. Usually you can get away with that.
Combination thereof.
Yep, for sure. So, the last thing I have is have some toys around. Just because. D, cover your ears.
That was easy.
That one. And this guy, which of course is
Wow.
terrifying. And won't shut up now. It's not like the new ones where you can shut them up if you hit it twice. There we go. Terrifying. But have toys around because you got to break up your mental processes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
No Money G, I bought a Nikon DSLR camera for taking pics. My Samsung takes better pics, than it did. I don't take the time to figure the camera out. Sold it on eBay. Yeah, hey, I did the same thing. I bought this the Nikon behind me here for video. I don't use it for video, and I do use it for taking pictures of items, but I could just as easily use my phone. So I'm.
Mary Pelletier just brought up a good point. Take the back of a brooch, but if there's back stamps on something, any markings whatsoever, and you can get a decent picture of it,
take the picture of the back.
Take it and show it, because people who collect certain things like pottery or glassware or action figures or whatever it may be.
Sorry, Mary. Marie. I scared the crap out of her. Okay.
We're just seeing if you guys are awake or, get out of your food comas from lunch. So yeah, take detailed photos. You'll sell better.
That, and it also covers your butt in case there's it's not as described comes across. They try to file an item not as described claim. And when you've got pictures showing exactly the condition it was in when you sent it. So that's also very helpful. I find anyway.
Jennifer Hayes, we are using LED lights. We have a little corner in the basement set up for a photo booth. It's still also a work in progress.
I think it needs to be taller.
To get more white background pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But these Dawn's found LED lights. She actually learned of them from another reseller.
I think YouTube. Lonnie had them originally, which were the square LED lights with the from Shed Flips, Lonnie, the square LEDs with the gooseneck. Those work really well. In fact, there's one right over here with a piece of tissue paper for our front light, and then we got two that I use on the booth plus a ring light. But they're handy and they work well. You do have to diffuse them a little bit. They're a little harsh if you're too close to your subject matter. But
you said
gooseneck. The metal gooseneck things. Mm-hmm. I didn't say goose, but hey. But leave it to you and the chat.
A good printer is also a good thing to have.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to have a label printer. Like you don't have
to have a label printer. But I finally broke down a couple years back and bought one because I was at the time sending out packages almost every day.
Etsy-wise, yeah.
And so it was better to print a label that way.
I deal with the duck over here but you don't have to. I mean, I've got this, like, you can get a decent, cheap laser printer. It doesn't even have to be laser, but it's cheaper than inkjet in the long run to print on paper. But if you can get past that, go to like the, what is it when you have up there, 4XL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are nice too. And they do print on labels and you don't have to worry about ink because it's heat printing. So somebody's doing karaoke. Sold my light ring and 3-piece. Nobody G's. Okay, so I sold my light ring and 3-piece umbrella light set to Nana. So Nana Tink Treasures a few months ago. Yeah, those umbrellas are nice, but they take a bit of room. That's the other reason that those LEDs are nice. But yeah, you get the full light box. You can get the full-on light boxes, but those, unless you have the space for them, are kind of a pain in the butt.
And it never hurts to ask people that reselling
what they're using.
So
Dave, what are you using? Segue.
Well,
as he bites into a sandwich.
Yeah. Don't choke, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
I know. I'm gonna choke to death. I use a ring light.
Heimlich from this distance.
So. I know. Here we go.
Yeah.
I know Heimlich, but I can't do it.
I have a Heimlich story for another day, but
okay.
I made my own light box and I use a ring light.
Okay,
So for taking the pictures.
cool.
Don't really like it.
You don't?
No, the ring light's kind of a pain. I thought it would be cool because you could put the camera like inside the ring, but
Yeah.
that never works. I always have to like zoom in and get close, and the camera can either be close or far or above and all that. So I never put it in the ring. That just never happened. So it's kind of a waste of money. I should have got like you said, the Lonnie rectangular LED.
Yeah.
And then you have to diffuse it, like you said, with I use a sheet of paper
Yeah.
or tissue or a T-shirt.
Yep. That does work. I mean, it's amazing what diffusing it will do for you.
Yeah.
It does bring the light level down a bit, but it does help soften it too. So you don't get those hot spots on your pictures, glaring off of the shiny plastic or whatever you're taking a picture of. You see a lot of that with like when I sell video games. If you have them the wrong way, they'll have a burn spot on them.
I use my phone for just about everything.
Yeah.
Recording video. But yeah, I have a DSLR for the photos, but I could use my phone. It's just as good. The only thing with a phone is the shutter speed's not a real camera, and the lens is very tiny. So it doesn't reproduce colors well, and you can't move at all because the shutter speed is so slow, everything will be blurry. So the phone is good if you don't move, but yeah, there's a difference with a DSLR. It's a gigantic lens, and
and it does let more light in, which means shutter speeds can be faster. Even it doesn't seem to matter to me. I still get blurry pictures with it, but
yeah, I use both. Almost can't tell the difference.
Cool.
Yeah, I like my 35 millimeter, but that's just me. But I also shoot photos for fun.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
having a 35 millimeter for me is important.
Okay, who's peeing in the what?
They're talking about something from last night.
Oh, okay, good.
The chat never follows the video. They're having their own conversation.
I know. Well, I saw where Kimmy said something about
she almost peed her pants.
She almost peed her pants or whatever, and I'm like, what? Okay, that's just.
I mean, we're funny, but I don't know that
we're
we're that funny right now.
I think Mama rapping is what they're talking about.
Yeah,
or something.
So, what other tips and tricks do we have?
I don't know. Dave, come across with something.
Quit eating.
No, he's got it. It's his lunch.
I know. I'm just giving you.
This is his only time to consume sustenance.
Mary gives me regular grief. Dawn gives me sexually inappropriate grief. So it's a good yin and yang balance.
Yeah, she's notorious for that.
Tips and tricks.
Come on.
Let's say innuendos. Weird innuendos, PG-13, sure.
Yeah.
That's her all over.
Let's see. Listing, photos, blah, blah, blah. Storage.
Yeah, Dave webcam. Westside Gary. Webcam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of helpful for these things.
There's a history here.
I have two people I'm helping that are new to reselling, my sister and my daughter, and they're really getting excited because they're starting to sell stuff. But one tip for new people to reselling is, I know you're very anxious to list your first item and get it out there on Mercari or eBay or whatever, but the biggest rookie mistake everybody makes, including myself, is you have to have a knowledge of how it's going to ship and have the product, padded envelope, box, whatever, available. So if you're going to sell a toaster, get a box and put it in it and wrap it in bubble wrap and pretend like you're going to ship it right now, and then weigh it and then know how it's going to ship and then list it.
True.
Because you don't want to just get excited and say, oh, I think this will go first class, and just list it. And then you're like, crap, I don't have a box that fits. It's over a pound. Now it's got to go priority mail, and you start panicking. So pretend like you're going to, you're going to lose a ton of money. So pretend to ship it first and then list it. So you're going to put the cart before the horse. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll get burned bad. But I mean, the three of us can go to a garage sale and just look at an item and know how it'll ship because we've done it thousands of times.
But we've made those mistakes too.
Oh yeah.
I come back to a radio controlled dinosaur I sold one time. Oi. That was a nightmare to ship, and pretty much broke even. Luckily, but I did not make any money on that deal.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I've done it before.
but you learn your lesson, right?
Yeah, with media mail. I think I told that story before. I had 10 Time Life books that weighed like 28 pounds.
Yeah.
And I just held them in my hand and said, yeah, feels like 4 pounds. I just guessed. And I listed them for $23 and the
Back in
shipping
his
was like
stronger, younger days. Yeah.
double what I got for the books.
Ouch.
So it was really painful
Those
lesson,
wouldn't
but
wait a minute. Those wouldn't fly media mail, or did they?
they did, but they were like 37 pounds. I mean, it was like a stack
Dang.
of books this high.
Okay, dude. 4 pounds.
I'll never do that
I'm like,
again.
No.
That feels like about 4 or 5 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
it was
no.
crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of first class things that when you feel them in your hands feel like, oh yeah, this is first class.
It's not.
But as soon as you wrap it and box
Yeah.
it or whatever you have to do, it's suddenly over a pound or it is 8
Yeah.
pound, and then you got to ship it priority. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Kimmy's like, yeah, shipping is the biggest question, and it's calculate your shipping. Put calculated shipping on there if you're not sure, and that way they're paying for it. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with that, Kimmy. And Kimmy, you're doing. I saw earlier you said you're doing something with Pat D's live. You can go ahead and drop a link, honey, if you want. Let me get you. Let me get you. No, you already got a wrench. Go ahead and drop the link if you have it already set up. I'd be more than happy to promote that for you. Not a problem. Okay. Any more from the chat as far as like things that tips
you
or tricks
like that you do that
things that you make your life easier
yeah
in as far as reselling. I'm not talking about like locking the dogs in a room, although that might help.
Or taxes.
Or
Never give tax advice.
I can't give tax advice. Pay them. That's the only tax advice I'm going to give you. Pay your
That's
taxes.
the most annoying question I see in Facebook reselling groups. Do I have to pay taxes? How do I pay taxes? Who pays sales tax? You're asking total strangers on the internet tax questions. Are you insane? No. Consult a CPA or tax preparation software.
Am I a CPA? No. Nor do I play one on TV.
No.
Yeah, well,
Or I can see them standing before a tax judge. Well, this guy I don't know on Facebook said I didn't have to do this. No, I don't think so. Don't ask strangers that stuff.
Yeah. Jennifer said, I sold a vintage cruise set, packaged the item, used calculated shipping, then they picked priority shipping. And it changed the box size that I used. So I had to go and try to find an 8x8x8 box. Dang.
Yeah.
That's a standard priority box, too. It's just if you don't have one.
Well, the smallest priority is 6x6x6.
Yeah, but
I don't let them pick.
Small squares are 8x8x8.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lied. Sorry.
Because you can put a 6x6x6 in it. Oh, here we go with all those numbers again. Sorry, Dave.
I have no problem. I just don't give my customers the choice. I pick the shipping. They don't get to pick.
Yeah. I usually put one shipping in there unless there's a variable that would make it cheaper for them, possibly. But
yeah, and Borderline Hoarderish says if you have an eBay store, take advantage of the free boxes and stuff that comes
depending
with
on the size of your store. Every quarter you get a code which gives you $25 or $50 worth of whatever in eBay shipping supplies, which is very helpful. Their smaller boxes are the better deals. Their tape is okay. Their tissue paper is okay. What do you get, Dave? You usually get the smaller. Here we go. 12 by 4 or 4 by 4 by whatever, 6 boxes or whatever.
My favorite one is 6 by 4 by 4.
There you go. 6 by 4 by 4.
Because I sell a lot of small things like lapel pins and
knives and things.
Yeah. That's the perfect size.
I paid up last month or last quarter and I got the record boxes, which are really kind of nice. So I might get more of those. I don't know.
Yeah, Jennifer Hayes, you're right. Etsy doesn't do free boxes or something. I think they at one point were offering labels or something or stickers to put on your boxes, but I was like, nope.
Staples carries boxes online.
But I use calculated shipping in Etsy. I don't do Etsy's free shipping because it's not for me. So
I'm not gonna do this. Go ahead. I'm just reading what Kimmy said about eBay tape smelling funny. There's
Or
no
is it-
odor at all.
Is it funny people smelling eBay tape?
Do you smell anything?
I don't.
Here, smell this. Do you
Because
smell
there's
this?
gonna be some weirdo out there that says, "Ooh, I
They're
like
smelling
that."
tape again.
Mhm.
Kimmy, I'm sorry. It doesn't affect me the way it affects you. Although I can't smell artificial peach candles. They drive me crazy. They stink. There you go. It's all in the genes.
Jennifer's got a question about recycling boxes. I'll use any box. I don't care what it says. It can be a Pampered Chef box, an Amazon box, a Walmart box. I don't care. I recycle, reuse.
So here's one that I got for you. You see this? This thing is great. Speaking of recycled boxes, this is a smaller heat gun. It's not like the industrial peel paint kind. It's more like the crafting kind, and
Like
it
a
doesn't get
hairdryer?
really super hot. It's kind of hair dryerish, but it doesn't get real hot. This one is a Darcy heat tool.
Doris or something like that.
Oh, Doris. I'm sorry.
Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
Darcy? No.
Doris heat tool, but it heats it up just enough to peel things off, and so I peel off the labels that are on those boxes, like Amazon boxes and stuff. And then of course this. How could I not have the Scotty peeler? This is very handy as well. Those are
Mhm.
something you should definitely get.
Also, no, Jennifer Hayes, I do not think it's cheesy to recycle boxes. I have it on the website and I have it on my Etsy shop that
we use clean recycled materials.
I reuse boxes where appropriate. If I don't have to, then yeah, I'm gonna put something in a free priority box for sure, because then I'm not spending money on supplies as much.
Right.
But
yeah, I put right on my listings that we use clean recycled materials, to basically help the earth, and as long as it's clean. I mean, yeah, I don't use, and like I said, I peel off the labels so they don't have old shipping labels on them and things like that.
And Jennifer, go to Staples or Office Depot or whatever and buy yourself a jumbo black Sharpie.
I can get boxes out of Dollar Tree racks by their dumpster. They have the writing.
They have writing on the box.
Right on the
so
box.
Just buy a big black.
Oh yeah.
Don't buy any other color. Black is the way to go. Sharpie seems to work, and I can
black out anything.
Black out UPC codes that might be on there and stuff. So yeah,
you can pretty much, and also. You can use brown tape or even eBay tape if you have the colored stuff. Excuse me, that will pretty much just cover this stuff up. Yeah, we love this. Cajuns love the smell of Sharpie. That's half the fun of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dawn, I like to ship things out with 3 or 4 shipping labels, like Russian roulette, just to see if it'll show up.
Who's this really supposed to go to?
Well, how can it go wrong?
Okay. Kimmy flips a box inside out. You can do that too. Yeah. You can do that too. Are you still the pizza boxes? Oh, here we are again, back to pizza boxes. But anyway.
They're not used. And no little Barbie table in there either.
Yeah. And you can. I mean, if you tape it up right, it really doesn't compromise the stability of the box that much. So, for sure.
Just makes the clothing smell like pepperoni.
You try not to.
Yeah, if there's food particles on it, we tend not to use it.
We tend not to use it.
Kind of gross.
If it smells musty or nasty, we don't use that either. We try not to. Because, it's all about presentation when they open the box. For sure.
Moronic Pest mentioned that the Priority Mail game board box is a joke, and that's true. It's very, very expensive. You'd be better off making your own plain brown box and doing priority by weight, because it's probably cheaper anyway.
Totally. I mean, yeah, that box, I thought, hey, I'll get those, right? When I first started selling board games. That box is a huge mistake. I mean, it's great for lining your shelves, but other than that, it has no purpose as far as I'm concerned.
You can't get board games in it?
You can, but it just...
The shipping's expensive.
Shipping's expensive in those boxes, and it's just so much smarter to...
Because I have not used one of those boxes. I have not had the opportunity to ship something, and I didn't realize that. It's probably
it's a flat rate box too, right?
Yeah, I think so. And a board game only weighs like 2 pounds at the most, pound and a half. So you can just put it in a plain brown box.
So if you're using that box, you can't go to Pirate Ship and get cubic rate. you have to pay the flat fee. So, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really ridiculous amount of
Who
money.
knew?
Oh yeah, wait, it's that's one of those things you do learn when you've done it once or twice. Crazy.
You only have to do it once.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Okay, Chris ships a lot of big, heavy stuff. Yeah, large flat. Yeah, it's large flat rate. Thanks. Yeah, true. D. Those aren't and large flat rates aren't that great of a deal either. But
Sometimes
just the
in a
regular ones.
pinch, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pros and cons. I mean, it's insured and it goes faster, but
You can buy the vintage priority tape from Dave.
no, it's not.
No,
for sale.
but you can go. Here you go. While we're
Not
here,
for
remember
sale.
that phone number? Call USPS. Let me read you the number again.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Is it
doesn't show up
vintage?
on camera. It's the 800 number to get shipping tape that you can use on your brown boxes. That's priority tape like this.
They do not want
It's
you
not the
using
vintage.
They
Yeah.
don't want you using on their priority.
Don't use it
boxes.
on their priority boxes, but if you have your own brown box, you can use this. It's not the vintage stuff that Dave has, but at 800 275 8777, if you get on the phone call and talk to them, wait long enough, you'll get to be able to order this free. Not the dispenser, but the
Yeah,
tape.
block out an hour of your time
Well, it's
because
not
it's not an hour, but yeah,
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Is Greg the one that likes tape?
Yeah,
Collect-
Greg loves
collects it?
tape. Loves tape.
Yeah.
Has
Send-
multiple tape guns.
Send me an offer, Greg, and I'll sell you some vintage tape.
And it's not a porn line, people. That's USPS. So there you go. It's in the chat.
yeah, it took no money, G. It
It took forever.
took a while
Oh my
for
God.
us to get one roll of tape.
I swear I forgot about it and it showed up.
Yeah, and then one day
That's how
it
long
was
it took.
there. It was magic.
And I know I'm old. I'm getting older. And I know I forget stuff, but damn, that took a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cool. I thought it was a porn number. Sorry, Kimmy. Sorry.
That's a 900 number.
Yeah,
And
she has a tape fetish. For
It
sure.
will cost you money to call it. So
It's good tape. I mean, it really does a wonderful job. I feel like I should get a sponsorship on that, but it's free. so
Greg loves tape.
I don't think it would pay.
Do you think any of the eBay tape is limited edition? Like they don't make it anymore? Because I have yellow and baby blue. Or
Are
do they?
what, you trying to make money off of vintage? eBay?
Yeah. Are you kidding? I'll make
He's
money
a
off.
reseller. What are you
he'd
nuts?
sell his mother if he could make money. On
I
it.
would
Yeah.
sell blue sand if I could make money on it.
He would.
I know.
And
I
dowels.
heard about that
Yeah.
back in the day.
Did you like my comment, Dave? This is not the time to pull out the blue sand
Yeah. Uh-huh.
last night.
I'm getting to the point I'm going to pay somebody to take it.
Yeah,
That's how bad it is.
donate it to schools or something. I don't know.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah, purple, light blue, and yellow. I don't think I have any more of that. Just a minute.
If I had any old tape, I've gone through it. So
Mhm.
No, I'm all on the white now. Oh, I might have purple. I have purple. That stuff. I think that was the ugliest one. It didn't. It just
Oh.
wasn't a great color.
I gave my purple away, and then I have
Now you're sorry.
I have yellow and like robin egg blue or something.
No, Greg, we would not think you're crazy if you made a tape video. I think there's definitely a hole in YouTube that's tape sized that
Yeah.
you could fill. You could rate it, right? Rate different manufacturers of tape. Why not?
why not? Because I've purchased packing tape online before.
It's
and stuff,
horrid.
and it was
Horrible
the
tape.
crappiest tape I've ever used. It would stick to
Rip.
itself.
Yeah.
You couldn't unstick it from itself. It would.
Split.
It wouldn't rip
Split-
right
Yeah, totally.
on the tape gun. It wouldn't rip right and
There you
stuff.
go.
And it was just like, okay, this is crap tape. So yeah.
You could do a review video. Yeah.
He
different
says you haven't
brands.
had it long enough. I'm not sure if she's talking about the sand or the tape.
Probably the sand.
I'm telling you.
Get artsy with it and then sell your creations.
Yeah.
I could
Roll
make
it.
something.
Roll the dowels in glue and then roll them in blue sand and then
Mm.
sell them.
Well, I have an extra mannequin, a styrofoam one. I could just cover them in Elmer's glue and sprinkle the blue sand on them, like
You
Blue
could.
Man Group.
I suggest doing that outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy ain't creepy at all. I'm glad you didn't bring him today.
Just
Joey?
because-
My
Just
next
because-
video will have Joey in it.
Joey's in the next video. Oh God. Okay. Sorry I brought it up.
I
Yes,
don't know
Greg,
why.
do the tape video. Come on.
Yeah, do it, Greg.
Do it.
A review. People love reviews because
Oh yeah.
I buy 3M shipping tape and Duck brand, and there are so many options out there. People have anxiety about spending big money on shipping tape, and like Mary said, you don't want to get it, have it split in half and not work.
Yeah.
So
You'd be sorry.
And then trying to peel it off the roll.
yeah.
Have you had that happen?
yeah, with your fingernail, and you're trying to.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And then you're trying to
Oh,
find the
Bye,
seam on it.
Kimmy. Bye, Kimmy.
Bye, Kimmy.
Have fun.
Yeah, I just buy 3M. It's more expensive, but I've never had a problem.
Yeah, totally. We'll promote you. No problem, Greg. Do it. Do it. I want to see a tape review.
Yeah, there's always a niche for review videos.
Oh, totally.
Mhm.
I'd say do it. Why not?
That's how you learn.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And then you could always go over the pros and cons of tape guns too. I mean, why limit with tape? You could review tape guns.
Yeah. I just thought of a tip.
Oh, okay.
It'll be my next video. Don't sell counterfeit items on eBay.
Yeah.
You may
Ouch.
not have heard that rule, but you heard it now for the first
Hi,
time.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave had an issue with purchasing something that was counterfeit.
Yeah. And
Many little things, actually.
I should have known because when I looked them up on this fantastic Lego nerd website, I couldn't find the exact one I had, but they were close. And I thought, well, that's close enough. So I listed these minifigures, and within 24 hours, a very nice potential buyer messaged me and said, hey, man, those are fake, and you better take them down. So I went back to the website and looked at theirs and looked at mine and did a side-by-side, and I said, crap, these are counterfeit. Who would think that Legos would be counterfeited, but they are. Anything of value is counterfeited.
Dee can tell you that for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm out $17. I had to take them down, but it's a lesson that you learn. Nike shoes are counterfeited. I didn't really know that till I saw it on YouTube. The obvious things are coins and gold and silver bars and like designer handbags. Everybody knows that, but counterfeiters are counterfeiting things that are only worth like $5, $10.
Oh God, yeah.
So you have to be very careful.
Dee's asking if they were in little bags.
Well, I had a Ziploc bag of 18 used minifigures, and then 3 were new sealed in the package, and even those were counterfeit.
Wow. So take some glue and some blue sand and make little
Blue Man Group. You can make your own,
Yeah.
but then I think they're probably trademarked, so you probably can't.
Yeah, you can do that. Just make them blue stormtroopers.
I call them blue Joeys.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's the thing that is, even people who are seasoned resellers, you list something and you didn't know that the company won't allow you to resell it. They go after people and stuff. And, one of the things that I see on Etsy a lot are people will they'll handcraft a Disney character. They'll crochet a Disney character or whatever.
Mhm.
And a lot of times Etsy doesn't mess around. It's their legal obligation that if Disney contacts them, they have to pull the listing automatically, no explanation to the seller.
Yeah.
And so you have to be very careful about copyrighted and trademarked things, especially from big companies.
Yeah. And Dee said, first clue is Lego figs don't come in little clear bags.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I never bought a building kit, like a Star Wars kit. So the minifigs, do they come in a soft plastic bag, or are they just laying in a styrofoam pocket? I don't know.
I think they probably come in with pieces, maybe in a bag of pieces of other things, right?
I don't know.
Dee could tell you. Dee could tell you. She's opened more Lego than I have.
Yeah.
For
This
sure.
was like that hard, brittle plastic, like I don't know, something
Cheap?
medicine comes in.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Oh, okay.
my
And
next
you're a nurse.
video.
You should know what medicine comes in.
Yeah, it's kind of like cellophane.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah, and when you look
Like
really
a
close,
shrink wrappy cellophane kind of thing.
it's kind of stiff, like sample medication would come in. I don't know how to
Wow.
explain it, but When you look closely, the quality of the paint on the minifig, you almost need a magnifying glass, is not really good.
Yeah.
And so that's where websites come in handy.
Right.
If you're selling, I don't know, anything that you're afraid might not be genuine, there's always groups on the internet that have the genuine article and will
Mhm.
show you this is what they look like, whether it's action figures, anything.
Hey, Summers. D said that they're loose in the bag with pieces. So,
Yeah, that's what these are.
yeah.
But they would be in with, if they were in the kit, they would be in loose with the Legos themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I'm sorry you had that problem, Dave, but you know,
Well,
lesson learned and it helps everybody else.
Fortunately, it wasn't a highly expensive lesson learned.
Yeah.
yeah.
You weren't buying
Oh yeah, it wasn't a
vintage,
Gucci bag or anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In fact, I just stay away from handbags and things like that because I'm not knowledgeable enough. That's something I won't take a chance on.
And Dee says she's complained to that auction site before about counterfeit figures and counterfeit Lego. So
yeah, she also said they don't care.
yeah, so it's basically buyer beware at that point. You have to be careful.
Yeah, car parts, all that kind of stuff. If they don't work, they don't care. You could bring them back, but they're not going to give you your money back.
The problem is with like minifigs, you can't really get a good detailed photo of those. They take crappy photos in the first place. And then it's like, okay, look inside the little piece and tell me if it says Lego. They're not going to do that.
And the Coleman lanterns that I got are really fantastic, but they didn't take, three-dimensional photos. So one of them on the back, all the paint is chipped off, and amazingly, they didn't take a picture of that. But
I wonder why.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah, you really almost have to drive over there and go, I want to see this, this. I've got a list.
There's a couple online auction places, and I realize they're in a hurry to get things listed.
No, the one in Kalamazoo is the other one you're thinking about.
And they take crap photos.
They do. They really do.
I'm like, you're selling this pottery. Show me the bottom.
Yeah, no kidding. The bottom. Show me the bottom.
Show me the bottom.
Show me all the different sizes. Oh, they got 2 whole photos of it, and it's like, and both are blurry. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
And people still bid stuff up, and I'm like, no.
No. And the other bit of advice that'll be in my next video. When you encounter,
I'm glad we're helping you here. Yeah,
if you get burned with a counterfeit item, my advice is to throw it away. It belongs in a landfill. Now, the reason they circulate is because people get burned and they donate them to a thrift store thinking, well, maybe some little kid could play with them or somebody could, use it, but it's going to get circulated. It's going to end up in a garage sale or whatever. And then a reseller is going to get it and it's going to start all over again.
Yeah,
so if you get burned with counterfeit items, they go right in the trash. Don't donate them to your niece or nephew and thinking, well, it's harmless, they can just play with it. They need to be destroyed and gotten rid of. So that's what I'm going to do with these Legos.
Plus, you don't always know the materials that have been used.
Yeah, you don't know if they're dangerous.
You don't know if there's lead paint on them.
Right.
Just a quick example. So you're right, Dave. I mean, and as resellers, I think there's a part of us like, no, we can reuse this. We can rebuild it.
Well, I was trying to make them put loose and glue on them. So, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's an option. That's plan B.
Yeah. Well, Dee's point, you can't go in right now with curbside. They won't let you in the building unless you're there to pick up. So,
yeah.
So, but still, you got to be careful. Got to be cautious.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Sometimes you win.
So on a quick note before we go.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to be.
So on the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you get up. Make sure you drink water. Coke does not, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever your beverage of choice.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper is not always what you should be drinking. You should be drinking water,
getting it? We're just
and going outside just because you have to take care of yourself.
Oh, okay.
You have to take time for yourself. Otherwise, this becomes all encompassing.
Right.
And you suffer burnout. Take a break.
So is this segueing into our auction thing on
Saturday? No,
right.
You're up.
So we're taking a break. Bye. No. We're going to be Saturday. We're going to be on the sorry. What do I want to say? Steals and Deals. Thank you. Auction site. Oh my God.
The words are there.
Not even close.
English. And my upper plate was coming loose. Okay. We're going to be on Steals and Deals on Saturday. I think it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So please come to the auction. We're going to do a preview on Friday night. And I think that falls, it's going to be later, like at 10 or something. After Just Sandy's does her thing, we're going to come on their site and do a little preview. So you'll see what we're going to sell on Saturday. So if you get a chance, the link's in the description. Please come by and say hi. You don't have to buy anything. Just come by and say hi. Yeah, and share it out if you want. Maybe somebody will be interested in our stuff. I'll give you a sneak peek here. We're going to have Magic the Gathering cards. We're going to have
vintage Star Wars
and
Star
stuff,
Trek.
and Star Trek stuff.
Mostly Star Trek stuff.
Not
Mostly
counterfeit.
Trek. Yep. What?
Not counterfeit.
Not counterfeit.
Dude, no.
No, not counterfeit. We're going to have
In the box.
some Warner Brothers collectible
Yeah.
Christmas ornaments and other stuff. We haven't quite figured out what we want to do yet, but we may go off into a different direction. But that's just some of the stuff we're going to have. So if you get a chance, stop by, say hi.
Nice.
Okay, with that. Okay, so thanks everybody for coming. Don't go. Sorry, gotta go. We got to go.
Can't
We
sell
got
it if
things
you
to
don't
do. I
list
have
it.
to mow the lawn.
Yeah, true. It's a nice day outside. Go outside and have fun. Thanks, Dave, for coming by. I know you get probably a meeting or something.
Oh, I got them back to back all day.
See? There you go.
1:30 to 3:30.
Yep. So everybody go. Play it safe today. Have a great day. Peace,
Love, and reselling.
There you go. Thanks again.
Thanks for being here. And we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, we're still going to do this, believe it or not. I don't know why.
You're not
we
scared away.
So far, so good.
Not
You guys have
yet.
been great. Everybody's been cool. I get some great people in the chat. We love y'all. Take care. Talk to you later.
Bye.